It was a warm summer night, July 4, 2020, Hangzhou, China. In a quiet neighborhood called Sanbao Beiyuan, the air was calm. It was filled with the usual sounds of life. Kids playing, neighbors chatting, dogs barking in the distance. Everything looked ordinary, until something terrible happened inside one of those apartments. That evening, security cameras caught a woman named Lei Huili walking into her building. She was holding a small kid, chatting with her young daughter. She looked calm, happy, like any other mother coming home. But that was the last time anyone ever saw her alive. A few days later, people in the neighborhood began to notice something strange. Her husband, Sugoli, was posting messages online. "My wife is missing. Has anyone seen her?" He went to the police, joined the search, even spoke calmly to reporters. He looked worried, but not panicked. Actually, he looked too calm. Meanwhile, residents began to notice a strange smell around the building. The workers who cleaned the sewage system also felt something was off, but no one could imagine what that smell really was. The police began reviewing every frame of surveillance footage. Lei Huili was seen going into the building, but she never came out. When they questioned Su, he said, "She was still in bed when I got up at midnight. When I woke again at 5 a.m., she was gone." His tone was flat, his eyes steady. That unnatural calm set off alarms in the officers' minds. He even did an interview later, saying, "I just hope she comes home soon." We didn't argue, she wouldn't just leave like that. But deep down, Su probably already knew she would never come home again. Days passed, no sign of her. Then, on July 22nd, police decided to check the building's sewage tank. They worked for 3 days and nights, draining truck after truck of filthy water, 38 trucks in total. On the 37th, one worker stopped suddenly. There was something floating in the water, something that didn't belong. DNA tests confirmed that it was human tissue. It was Lei Huili. The nation was stunned. A gentle woman, a mother, murdered by her own husband, a man who had been calmly smiling on camera just days before. Investigators pieced together what really happened. Su and his wife had been arguing for months about money, property, and divorce. He feared losing everything, and slowly, that fear turned into hatred. In the weeks before the murder, he bought sedatives, tools, and started to plan. Everything was calculated. That night, after their daughter fell asleep, he looked at the woman lying beside him, the person who once shared his dreams, and he made his choice. He strangled her. There was no shouting, no struggle, just quiet, terrifying calm. No rage, no madness, just the chilling precision of someone who had already decided. When it was over, he didn't cry, he didn't panic. He cleaned up, packed what was left, and over the next few days, disposed of her body in the sewage system, piece by piece. And after that, he smiled again. He went to work. He cooked meals for his daughter. He even comforted his in-laws, pretending to be heartbroken. He played the role so well that even close friends said, "He doesn't seem like a killer." But that's the thing about calm. The colder it is, the more dangerous it becomes. When the police finally took him in, Su didn't resist, lowered his head, and said softly, "It was me." No drama. No tears. Just a man who seemed almost relieved that it was finally over. In court, he said he regretted what he'd done. But regret doesn't bring back the dead. This case shocked the entire country, because it revealed something far darker than a crime of passion. It showed us what premeditated calm really looks like. Evil doesn't always scream. Sometimes it speaks softly. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it sleeps right next to you. Sugoli wasn't a man who lost control. He was a man who calculated every step. A man consumed by fear, pride, and control. And Lei Huili's life didn't just end that night. It ended the moment he decided that his image, his control, mattered more than her existence. After the trial, many people began asking, how well do we really know the people closest to us? How many cracks hide behind a perfect-looking marriage? And how many quiet nights carry secrets darker than we could ever imagine? Because sometimes, evil doesn't live in the shadows, it lives at home.